The US government has been given the green light to sell $6.5 billion worth of Bitcoin from its Silk Road seizure. We are literally 2 weeks away from Trump's administration that vowed to not sell any of this Bitcoin. Now, obviously, because of this news, the Bitcoin price is reacting very negatively, confirming this head and shoulders pattern that we've been talking about on this channel for over a week now. If you've been subscribed to the channel for a while, you know that we entered a short around the 100K level, and we are now in significant profits. For those of you that enter that trade, congratulations. Now, where do I think that Bitcoin can go from here? Quite honestly, we've tapped into this 92K level as support on multiple occasions. But to me, it's looking like we could very well go lower from here. Now, I'm not saying this to spread FUD, but just to give you a little bit of a reality check. Bitcoin is very overheated from its bull market support band that we talked about in the previous video. Now, this band makes up of moving averages that Bitcoin normally taps into during a bull market and holds it as support before moving higher. Currently, this band is between $77,500 to $82,000. Now, I'm not saying that we have to go and check into this band immediately, but you should keep this on your radar because at some point in the bull market, we will have to tap into it. And if the Bitcoin price stays stable around these levels, obviously the bull market support band continues to increase and we may tap into it at much higher levels than we're currently at. But how it's currently looking, and with the amount of times that we've tapped into this 92K level, I wouldn't be surprised if we see the Bitcoin price starting with an 8 very soon. I think that we can likely find a lot of support in the mid 80K range, and that could be the area where Bitcoin potentially moves on higher. Now, a lot of people are speculating that there's nothing to worry about at the moment because the US government supposedly already sold their 69,000 Bitcoins from the Silk Road seizure. But if we take a look at their actual wallet address here, we can see that they're still holding 69,370 Bitcoin, valued currently at $6.4 billion. Now, this isn't something that would necessarily be the cause for Bitcoin to dump further, because as we normally say on this channel, narratives follow price action. When Bitcoin is pumping, there's always some kind of grand narrative that you can associate with the price action. And it's the same thing for when Bitcoin is dumping. Everyone is always looking for reasons as to why the price of Bitcoin is dumping. But the most important thing that you need to remember is that we are indeed in a bull market, and dips should be seen as opportunities. As I mentioned before, the dip that we saw was literally only about 15%. Currently, we're sitting at the 15% dip mark. And in bull markets, historically, we have seen much larger corrections before Bitcoin moves on higher. Now, the interesting thing is that a lot of these dips have occurred in January of the post-halving year. Let me show you. If we zoom out on the Bitcoin chart and go back to 2017, which is the post-halving year of 2016, we can actually see here that Bitcoin in January of 2017 dipped over 35%. And if we take a look at this chart, zoom out and look at that bigger picture, look how much higher we went. We moved all the way from around $1,000 all the way up to $20,000. Now imagine being able to buy Bitcoin at those prices today. It's the same thing for the 2021 post-halving year. As we can see in January, we dipped once again just over 28.5%. These are pretty significant dips for Bitcoin. I'll remind you, we only dipped 15% so far. Now, do we have to have a 30% dip? Not necessarily, but you should understand that these larger dips are well within the realm of possibility. And as a reminder, obviously, this bull market moved on much, much higher, all the way up to $65,000, making that first cycle top. Then we came back down and had an even more significant dip from the high from $65,000 all the way down to below 30K before bouncing up and going to the all-time high of 2021 of $69,000. Now, if we take a look at this cycle and where we are at currently, as I pointed out earlier, from the top at around $108,000, we have only dropped about 15.5%. So there could still be a larger drawdown for Bitcoin, and it would be perfectly normal. And the reason why this is pertinent is because, again, we are in a post-halving year. We had the halving in 2024, now we are in 2025, and we are in January seeing another significant dip. If we have a right translated cycle, as we normally do, I think that the bull market will be topping in Q4 of 2025. Until then, I am seeing these dips as buying opportunities, because if Bitcoin does end up correcting, as I'm predicting, within the 80K range, altcoins will continue to bleed. But if you have some capital on the side for when that comes, it would be an excellent buying opportunity. In the meantime, as it pertains to trading, I'm obviously in a Bitcoin short, which I've been talking about on this channel, and that is exactly why I love trading. We can be in a raging bull market, and I can have significant spot bags that see some drawdowns, but I will not sell these bags until we are near the bull market top, which I believe will be in Q4 of this year. In the meantime, I could still make money trading. So if I do think that the market can have a significant correction, that's when I go ahead and make trades, because you can literally make money whether or not the market goes up or down. In this case, the market went down, and so we entered a short. And this is just a reminder, if you want to make some of the trades that I talk about on this channel, make sure to sign up to Weeks, which is the first link in my description. You can earn up to $20,000 in bonuses just for making these trades. I would highly recommend it. It's one of the top crypto exchanges in the industry. Now, some of you might be asking, okay, can I enter a short at these levels? Well, we already made pretty significant gains from the 100K level down to these levels. And yes, while I am expecting us to see 80K levels for Bitcoin, it is very risky to start a short when we're at a huge support level. I think that this support level will break, but it would be a very risky strategy to short here, seeing as the majority of the move has already been made. But anyways, whenever I see a new opportunity to either long or short Bitcoin, I will make sure to let you know on this channel. And that sums up today's quick market update. Yes, Bitcoin is dumping, and there are rumors that the US will sell their $6.5 billion worth of seized Bitcoin from Silk Road. But it's very important that you don't panic, because I firmly believe that we will see much higher prices for Bitcoin and for altcoins in 2025. This is just a part of the bull market. We can't go up in a straight line, and so you need to be patient and strategic about how you allocate your capital in this market. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.